Hi guys, so this is the last episode of our Asia series and we are currently in Hong Kong. Our first day is spent at Dim Sum Icon where we get to experience the cutest dim sum you've ever seen. It's My Little Pony. The restaurant itself was tastefully decorated to suit the My Little Pony theme. There was colors of the rainbow everywhere, not only in the decoration but also in the food. So the dim sum itself is overall really tasty. A lot of themed restaurants that I've been to, the food doesn't taste as great, but the dim sum overall was really good. And the price is actually not that bad. It is a little bit overpriced than, your typical dim sum, but what can you expect with this cuteness? So after lunch, we decided to go to the Sky 100 Tower, and I believe it is the tallest tower in Hong Kong. We got to see the entire view of the city from above. It was absolutely breathtaking. So the tickets that we purchased allowed us to have a meal coupon at the Cafe 100 by the Ritz Carlton. So we were able to pick one dessert and one drink, and we were able to eat it while we were watching the city views. It was so delicious. That night, we were able to spend our time at the Temple Street Night Market, where we went to all different vendors and did some bargain shopping, as well as, of course, night market eating. The vendors sold all sorts of items such as counterfeit goods, as well as random things such as scarves, bags, shoes, belts, bands, and anything you name it. They even have all sorts of things that you can bring home for souvenirs for your friends and family. So make sure to look at each booth first before you settle on one, because a lot of places may sell the same thing at just different prices. And also make sure to bargain. So the next day we did this Macau Day Trip and we did a bus tour. We first took the ferry all the way to Macau and we had the bus drive us around, and our first stop was the Macau Tower. So something interesting our tour guide told us about is that if you look to the very far end, you can actually see the border of China. So make sure if you want to go to Macau to bring your passport along with you, you do go through immigration right before you head into Macau. You will also go through immigration right before you head back into Hong Kong. And make sure that if you want to do day trips to China, you also need to check visa regulations as well. And of course, bring your passport. So Hong Kong has two sides to it. There is the Kowloon side and the Hong Kong Island side. So we made our way over to the Hong Kong Island side to see the observation wheel. And of course, look at the beautiful view of the pier. So that night we made our way back over to the Kowloon side to see the Symphony of Lights. And you guys, this is something you definitely do not want to miss if you're in Hong Kong. So the Symphony of Lights begins every day at 8 p.m. So make sure to go there a little bit early and wait by the pier because there's going to be tons of people already waiting to watch the beautiful light show. So the next day we took the Peak tram to Victoria Peak, and unfortunately it was raining and foggy that day, so we were unable to see the view of the city. So maybe if you want to purchase your tickets next time, do it probably just the day before instead of weeks ahead like I did, because the weather in Hong Kong can be so unpredictable sometimes. So the next day we purchased tickets to go to Ngong Island, which is known for the famous giant Buddha. We took the cable car there, and I think it was probably the longest cable car ride I've ever been on. So we got a little bit unfortunate as well, and it started to get foggy towards the end of the day, and so the view of the Buddha was a little bit hard to see. So we had to keep waiting for the overcast to go away, and we got this view of the Buddha. And just a reminder as well, there is tons of steps to get your way up to the Buddha, so make sure to wear good walking shoes. And of course, what is a trip without spending a day at Disneyland? Disneyland is one of my favorite places in the entire world, and my goal is to go to all the Disney parks in the world. So I have one more left in Paris. So one of the unfortunate things about Disneyland Hong Kong was during the time we went, they were fixing the castle, and so only half of it was visible. So the park itself is pretty small. It's probably one of the smallest parks that I've been to so far, and we were able to finish the park pretty quickly. So the park itself actually doesn't open until 10:30 a.m. So it actually gave us a bit of time to get there because the park itself is actually pretty far from the mainland city.
Please remain seated throughout your voyage.
one of my favorite parts about going to other Disneyland parks is trying out their delicious food. So we got some delicious barbecue pork as well as some wonton noodle soup. So our very last day we took it super easy before we headed back to America. So we did some packing and then we headed over to the White Button Cafe. It is super adorable. It has cute decor and also some pretty delicious cake too. So thank you for following me along on this Asia tour. It was one of the highlights of my life, getting to do this on my 25th birthday and getting to experience all new countries that I've never been to before. I hope you guys follow me along on my next journey, and I'll see you guys in my next video.